FreezingInferno here, and I'm about to do something stupid. Every once in a while there comes a movie that is so terribly, terribly derided that I say to myself, I have to see this just to see how bad it is. The last film I saw in such a fashion was Meet the Spartans, probably the worst hour I've ever spent. Unfortunately, I don't learn from my mistakes, so I'm going to watch critically derided 2008 film based on a popular book. I don't know why. Twilight. Fucking Twilight. Now, a lot of people I know, at least 3 people I know, have derided this book and said that it's the worst thing ever. Coincidentally, all 3 of these people are girls. So they know what they're talking about, So, I'm going to watch this movie and say my thoughts on it. So, without further ado... Oh, it's you. Hi! What you going get today, Mr. Inferno? Hey, Dookie. You listen up. You sit down, shut up, and watch this movie with me, okay? Okay. Here we go. Well, where do I begin? Now, there are going to be spoilers, so if you don't want spoilers for this friggin' god-awful mess, don't watch this video. But if you want to hear me rant about this, how this thing sucks shit, by all means. What did you think, Dookie? Well, I thought it was a rather contrived love story. Yes, it was, Dookie. But before we get to that, you basically know everything. It's just this chick, Bella.
Oh, she's the most perfect girl, and she moves to this town in Washington State, and everybody likes her except the mysterious boy. And in fucking biology class, he stares a hole through her, just staring at her, then he runs off, and she doesn't even say anything about it. She doesn't say, "What the fuck are you looking at, buddy?" Like any normal girl would if you go, watch. But we lead up to a bunch of shit and blah blah blah, and surprise surprise, pretty boy is a vampire. Or not quite a vampire. See, my definition of vampires and Twilight's definition of vampires are 2 completely different things. Now, my definition is something more the general public would think. A nocturnal creature that's undead, rises from the dark, and feasts on human blood every night. Depending on your mythos, said vampire's feasting might turn its victim into a vampire as well. Now, the only way to kill the vampire is through many means. Dubious means. They're usually weak against sunlight. If they are in the sunlight, they will crumble and die. Or you could stake them through the heart. Now, some things change that up a little bit, but basically, they're killable by sunlight. That's something I must say. Also, they don't cast a reflection in mirrors. Something about devilish apparition. I don't know. Anyhow, Twilight throws that completely out the window because Stephanie Meyer did not do the research. This Mr. Vampire guy has super speed of some sort, super strength of some sort, and you want to know why he can't go around in the day? Well, he can go around in the day, just as long as it's overcast. But if he's in sunlight, direct sunlight, his skin sparkles like diamonds. I know, what the fuck? This makes for a very narmy moment where he's in the sunlight, shimmering and shining, and there are glittery noises. And this Bella girl's like, "You're beautiful." And he's like, "Beautiful? This is the skin of a killer, Bella!" Shimmy, 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 shimmy. This is the skin of a killer. The skin of a shiny diamond killer. What the fuck? This leads me directly to my second point, the contrived love story element. In this same scene where he reveals he's a vampire, the conversation goes like, "I'm a vampire, but I don't care. I want to drink your blood. You smell good. But I don't care, Edward. I'm fighting the urge to kill you. I love you." It's retarded! Any normal girl would freak out and run to the hills. Not that it would help because Edward has super strength and could easily catch her, but she would try, and he would probably kill her like a regular vampire movie. In fact, the only thing that reminds me of a regular vampire movie are the 3 evil vampires that run around actually killing people. Now, those guys are hardcore, they're badass. But you only see them for like 3 scenes before the climax, which I'll get to later. But fucking Bella, she's an idiot. She's not a normal girl. No girl I know would ever act like this, or at least my perception of girls. She's a crazy person. And it doesn't help that looking at this picture, she actually does kind of look like a crazy person my roommate used to date. Now the real kicker came to me when it's revealed that Edward has been watching Bella sleep for 2 months because he can't sleep and he likes watching her sleep. What is her reply to this? She nonchalantly shrugs it off. Seriously, all you ladies reading this, if your current boyfriend revealed that, let's say you had a boyfriend, for the sake of argument, and if he said that he'd watched you sleep for 2 months without you knowing to the prior knowledge, in secret, you would freak the fuck out, wouldn't you? I know I would. Why am I watching me sleep? And then she goes and meets his family, and it's all weird and awkward, and like, well, Alice was hot. Yeah, the vampire named Alice, she was hot. But it's all strange. Then we come to a weird-ass part of the movie later on, where all the vampires go and fucking play baseball in a thunderstorm. And they play baseball in a thunderstorm because they're so strong that when they hit the ball, it goes... And this plays out like if the fucking Flash had a bunch of illegitimate children and they all went and played a baseball game. That's what they're going, flinging the ball everywhere and catching it from long ways. And then the evil vampires show up, and then the movie actually gets kind of good. I'm sorry to say, actually gets kind of good because one of the evil vampires smells Bella and is like, she's so tasty, I want to eat. And he's like hunting her down, and she goes down to fucking Phoenix, where she's from, and then he tricks her, and they go to this place with a bunch of mirrors, and she can see his reflection! Vampires shouldn't have reflections. Now, it's just an established trope of, are you trying to defy it? I don't know. And then this is about the only good part of the movie, because then Edward comes in and they beat the shit out of each other. And then all the other vampires come and fucking rip the evil vampire apart. But you don't see it. You see Alice, like, twist his head, and it's the fucking shit. But then the movie drags on for another, like, 15 minutes with Edward and Bella going to the prom, and they live happily ever after. Oh, it makes me fucking sick. This movie was horrible. It wasn't horrible in the stupid sense. It was just, it had a horrible plot. Based on a horrible book, I think. Therefore, I can say that the book is just as bad and contrived and fucking terrible. I now understand the horror of Twilight. Oh, I understand. I understand too, sir. But what are we going to do? We can't live like this with our brains melted to mush by this horrible, contrived love story. Doogie, I've got that covered. Do you really think I would watch this movie without having a acceptable rehabilitation? What's that? Well, Duke, you and I are going to sit down and watch another movie. A better movie. A good movie about vampires to prove that they're good. We're going to watch the 1994 critically acclaimed Interview with the Vampire, based on Anne Rice's best-selling novel. Oh, goody! Lestat! And Louis and Claudia! Yay! Yeah, you read the book too. See you in a second. We're gonna fix this. Be right back. Fuck yes! Now that's what I'm talking about. That is a vampire movie right there. I very much agree. What a wonderful film about undead creatures who drink blood and posture around in the 19th century and such. Oh, that Lestat, he's a character, he is. He sure was, Dookie. He sure was. Bye, guys. Go watch this movie. It's great. But don't watch Twilight because it fucking sucks. It does.